Wow, I was muted. So, good evening. Good evening. So, thank you for joining us live. Yeah, we have actually taken some time to let and inform all the members of the community to be aware that we are live and make sure that our streaming is also live on YouTube. So as we go on, we believe that even those that will join us later will be able to replay it while we're live or a little bit later. So firstly, I would like to introduce myself. I will not get tired of doing that so that we can all get together on the same page. So starting from myself, my name is Frances Aborigo, the founder of Shimej and also the host of Shinovate Africa Conference. So I know you've been seeing my face, you've been seeing me in chat groups and all the rest of our platforms. So this is where we come to have serious conversation that have to help us build the future we desire. So today we are going to be talking about a very important subject. Trust me, there are some certain things like the whole world at a point in time gets to focus on a certain thing because they are becoming instrumental or very important for the future of humanity. And today we are talking about something that is very important to us now, which is sustainability. What is the future of man if we don't handle the resources we have now? What available resources do we have in our power to help us make our lives better? So if we do a little bit of thoughts to the past, when before technology became a thing, there was a time, there was a dark age, there was this time when there was a sudden rush of dexterity, innovation, there was telephone, there was transportation. That was the time those things were meant to happen, and they began to happen. And our life is easier because we can use telephones, we can watch movies, we can connect with our friends. We don't have to write letters and wait for months to receive them. So now we are looking for how can we make life much better, easier, because we've seen some things that are depleting. Environmental changes, the weather gets hotter than it has been like some years past. Sometimes you feel so hot, you'll be like, I've never been this hot in my life. What are the things that we need to pay attention to? So we're not going to talk about climate today. We're going to be talking about sustaining, empowering sustainability. How can we sustain the resources we have? How can we use the resources we have to make life and the future of man better? So we live longer with much better quality lives. So then in this industry of talking about industry of sustainability, let me not mention a particular industry because there's a lot of recycling, there's a lot of reusing of old products to prevent pollution. So if you go into that subject now, we have a particular there's a particular data about waste that has been piled in the ocean that is up to the size of a state in America. We all know how dangerous that would be if by chance this waste moves to your village. You understand? To cover everybody, the entire place. These are things people threw away, like the cans, the plastic bags, and the stuff that we don't pay attention to. So these things are affecting our livelihood. These things are affecting the climate, it's affecting the ecosystem. Yeah, it's also affecting the life of creatures that cannot help it. So that aside, I want to leave the subject to be seriously or in detail discussed by our speaker today, by the name of Aisha Abdullahi. So before we go into detailed introduction of our speaker, I want to be sure that everyone has a good connection and you have your questions put together, please. The reason why we tell you ahead of time about these events, these webinars, this conversation is so that you can do your research, come with questions because we love questions. You help us to get things, help us to answer your questions and help you clear some things that you need to know about, and also share with you opportunities that you stand a chance to enjoy in the future. Opportunities that are available, policies that have been made in these industries to help you build a future you desire that you don't know about at the moment. So so that said, I also want to let you know that our speaker is here. She'll be coming up in the next few minutes. But I'll take a few minutes to also remind our audience, those that haven't joined us, that we are already live. Then I will do a proper introduction. So with that, I believe we are together. So if you can hear me well and you are poised to join this conversation, please. I want it to be as much interactive as possible. I want to see your thumbs up, your emoji, you're with me here. You know, I cannot see your faces, but your reaction will tell me that we are all on the same page. Trust me, we are equally eager. Tara, thank you for joining us. I hope you can hear me. Thank you, Aisha. So let me go ahead and introduce our speaker for today. I know you have seen some posts about her on our different platforms. So let me read this out so that we will be aware of who we are talking with today. We're listening to before we jump right into it. So firstly, our speaker by name, like I said earlier, is Aisha Abdullahi. Is a seasoned business strategist and technology enthusiast with a double MBA in business analytics and international business. She's a strong foundation. She has a strong foundation in IT and business development and has spent her career in the intersection of innovation and strategy, leveraging technology to drive meaningful change in various industries from Nigeria, Dubai, Riyadh, UK, United Kingdom, and the United States. So she has a proven track record in venture analysis and project management and strategic planning, making her a valuable asset in transforming businesses through technology integration. So Aisha's passion is sustainable development, particularly through waste management. I'm going to say something about that. Her passion for sustainable development and particularly through waste management aligns with the commitment to her commitment to fostering growth and innovation. She believes in transformative power of technology and analytics to enhance decision making and create sustainable solutions for the future. So as a mentor and a leader, Aisha is dedicated to empowering others, especially women in tech, to thrive in leadership and management roles. She actively participates in initiatives aimed at supporting tech enthusiastic mothers, freelancers, startup founders, and business owners, helping them navigate the complexities of the business world. So I'm really excited to have Aisha in this house today. For one, because she's a lady, just like every one of us in the community. Secondly, she's very passionate about using her vast knowledge and experience in helping women and other people. So she is an example of the possibility of what a woman can do at any age. Now, age is not a barrier. All you need to do is have this decision and you start making changes. So we make it a duty to always bring to you resourceful people that are very passionate about helping you. And all I beg you today to do is to listen to her, take note of what she's going to share with you. I told you there are announcements that are coming up at the end of this session, so stay till the end. We're not going to spend so much time, more than an hour, because we know that we understand the modalities of motherhood and timing, you understand? So we respect the time we spend with you guys and also your time outside of here. So we're going to hit the nail on the head right now. So I'm letting Aisha have the stage. Welcome, Aisha. So maybe by the time she's done speaking, I'm going to tell you a little more about her, because what her introduction has given us now is just the tip of the iceberg of what I've come to find out about this lady. So Aisha, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for offering us your time. Excuse me. So are you with us?
Yes, I'm right here. Thank you. Yeah, thank
Okay.
you so much for the introduction. I really appreciate. I'm just gonna share my screen and then I think you've said it all in a way, but I will share my screen and then we go into Let me know if my screen is up. Or see my screen?
Yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah. So
Okay.
if you can see our screen, please put a thumbs up. We appreciate your response. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's truly an honor to be here today, and I'm really excited to dive into the topic that is increasing critical in our world today, which is sustainability, particularly in management. And so we're going to cover a few contents from introduction, importance of sustainability and waste management, current trends in the waste management technologies, challenges and opportunities, because apparently there are lots and lots of opportunities. And then we'll wrap up the session with some brief case studies. So as we all know, waste management is no longer finding ways to dispose of waste. It's about transforming waste into valuable resources, mitigating environmental impact, and paving the way for a more sustainable future. The technologies driving this transformation are not only innovative, but also crucial for our survival on this planet. And that being said, let's begin by understanding the importance of the sustainability in waste management. And so the global waste crisis is a pressing issue with rapid urbanization and industrialization. The amount of waste generated is increasing at an alarming rate, as Francis already mentioned briefly. And the improper waste disposal not only leads to pollution, but also contributes significantly to climate change through the release of greenhouse gases like methane and so on. But the good news is we have the tools and technology and also innovation that will help us address these challenges head on. So the waste management technologies are evolving rapidly, offering new ways to reduce, reuse, and recycle waste more efficiently. And I feel like this is everyone's responsibility. I know, especially in Africa, we really do not take this thing seriously. It's one of the things that is affecting us so much in so many different ways to mention. But so like I said, when it comes to environmental and climate issues, we can see ecological balance, protection of natural resources, and landfill challenges. I'm gonna talk more about the landfill in detail in upcoming slides. So when we talk about current trends, we're gonna look closer at some of the key technologies that are shaping the future of management, like the advanced recycle technologies, which are methods that are being enhanced with new technologies like gasification method, which allow also the conversion of waste, especially plastic waste, into useful products such as fuel, chemicals, and other raw materials, or even wearables. And there's AI and machine learning, which are being integrated into recycling facilities to improve the sorting process. Automated system can now identify and sort materials with greater accuracy and speed, with the help of the machine learning and artificial intelligence. And we also have waste to energy technologies, which are turning non-recyclable waste into energy, and incineration is the most common form, but newer technologies like aerobic digestion are gaining traction. And this process also involves breaking down organic waste in the absence of oxygen, producing biogas that can be used as a renewable energy source. And we have, I think the last one I'm going to talk about is the plasma gasification, which is important to me personally, and it's also another emerging technology that converts organic matter into syngas, which can then be used to generate electricity. And that's where the renewable energy part of sustainability come into play. And it's a cleaner alternative to traditional incineration with the potential of significantly reducing landfill waste. And we can talk briefly about circular economy, which is and circular economy and product redesign, which is common especially in the UK and some part of the US. And it's an exciting trend as well because it moves towards a circular economy, which involves designing products and processes to minimize waste from the outset by focusing on the entire life cycle of a product from design to disposal. We can reduce the amount of waste that needs to be managed in the first place. And companies are increasingly adopting this strategy in sustaining their design principles, creating products that are easier to repair or reuse and recycle. This kind of reduces overall environmental impact and contributes to a more sustainable economy. So, okay, kind of covered some part of this. It's about the circular economy and the product redesign. So the challenges we have in the waste management technologies are obviously, while these technologies offer immense potential, they are not without challenges. So there's high cost and lack of infrastructure and regulatory barriers also, because these things need to be like they need to have a very strong policies and regulations backed to be able to have a successful and easy, efficient implementation. But the regulatory barriers can impede the widespread adoption of these innovations. However, these challenges also present opportunities. For example, there's a growing market for sustainable waste management solutions, and some government and private enterprises are investing heavily. Like when I say heavily, I mean heavily in this space, driven by both regulatory pressures and consumer demand for greener practices. And so, yeah, talked about the opportunities briefly. Sorry, I think I'm kind of in behind my slides. Sorry. So the case, I have a few example case studies here. The first one is something I personally have experience with. It's called the Halls. So it's a foundation. It's my school foundation, the school I attended my MBAs from. So they have a annual challenge on SDGs every year they release, and they're doing it to actually promote the sustainable practices of culture globally. So the challenge is open for every student around the world, and usually the idea comes with a specific or particular topic. But the year I participated in the challenge was on sustainable fashion. And they urged and encouraged students to challenge topic was on redesigning fashion, right? So they urged students to launch an innovative social venture to make clothes more sustainable. And it was one of my, I don't know, amazing experience, throughout my journey in this space and, career in general, because I didn't honestly know much about sustainability and what it entails until when I joined that competition. Like I said, it's open globally. There were thousands of entries, and the winner gets $1 million, which is kind of incentives, and it incentivized the whole idea. And then they choose 6 best winners for the competition, and this is just to encourage people to solve like a existing problem that people and the idea was just to actually mitigate the fast fashion, because apparently fast fashion or fashion industry is one of the most polluting industry in the whole world. So that was why the challenge was focusing on that. And I've come across amazing ideas. My idea too was good because I actually made it all the way to the semifinals in Boston here in the United States. But the idea is, people came up with amazing ideas. I had one of my competitor, they made hangers, like clothes hangers from recycled waste. And like I said, there were thousands of entries, so you can only imagine the kind of ideas people come up with. And yeah, maybe I'm going to talk about more of that towards the end of the presentation. And then there's a Swedish Sweden is often cited as a leader in waste to energy technology, and the country now imports waste from other countries to keep its waste to energy plants running, as it has managed to reduce its landfills to less than 1%. And we also have Singapore. They have smart waste management system that integrates Internet of Things with this waste collection processes, sensors in waste bins and whatnot. And to mention a few, so these are just few case study. I thought maybe some of you are familiar with them or not. And I also have this slides I just come up with, like, they said small actions, big impact. Like I said, we need to be naturally conscious of our environment, and the waste management technologies are not just about managing waste. To be honest, there's so much more to it. They are about creating a sustainable future. And also, while embracing these innovations, we can turn one of our greatest challenges into wealth of opportunities, whether through recycling, reusing, and waste to energy, biodegradables, to mention a few. There are actually a lot of ideas behind and concept behind it. And in conclusions, I would just say this transformative potential of waste management technologies are kind of almost unlimited. Like I said, there's heavy investment in this in most government and enterprises globally. And so I have a little quote here that says there's no need to wait for the big action to make a difference. Every drop of water we put into it, every small step we take has the potential to create a big waves of change for environmental sustainability. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We're just gonna take some question and answer, and I have a few other announcements afterwards. Thank you. Francis, are you there?
Oh, yes, I am. Sorry, Aisha. Thank you very much for that. I'm having connectivity issues, but I just hope it doesn't get worse than this. So, thank you very much for that. Let me.
Hopefully I wasn't too fast. I know sometimes I get stuck. I'm just usually conscious of time. I know we have announcement and time to be like an answer if there's any. So I was
Yes.
trying.
So, yes. So now she has showed us a lot of things. Thank you very much, Aisha. Aisha has shared with us a lot of outstanding things, her experience, and opportunities that were given to students that has enabled them to try out their imagination. So there is something people used to think that you have to be fully aware before you're creating solution. But that is not the truth. The reverse is the case, because sometimes your discomfort becomes the very point where you can start finding solutions possible. So, for instance, you come out of your house and you see litters, things that people dropped out, and you feel so irritated about it. What's the first thing to start thinking? How can I prevent this situation? How can I prevent seeing myself so irritated, spoiling my day early in the morning because people are not fully educated, or people don't practice healthy disposal of waste? Earlier today, actually, so Aisha, I was thinking this morning when I was leaving for a meeting, and I saw waste bins on the road. So firstly, this whole thing spanned from a particular time. I was having a mentorship session with someone, and she shared with me how deeply she's being affected by the waste management in her environment, and she decided to go into controlling things, creating systems that can help people by providing cans, labeled cans, and all that. And she found out that there were rules. There are people she has to, now this is Nigeria. So there are people that demand payment for you to bring changes. That one is another situation altogether. But she was like, this is the only thing holding her back. And how can she now partner with a bigger body that can reach those people, those leaders, those traditional rulers that were instrumental, that will be instrumental to educating people. So today, I was leaving my house, I was seeing cans in the street, and I was wondering, this thought was in my mind, seriously. I was like, human beings produce waste. So that means that if we had not come up with these cans, that means that we will be living in dumps. You understand? Every day you eat, you trash things, you must throw away a waste product, and either in the kitchen or waste paper or things that you no longer need in your house. You can bring out an old furniture and put it out there, or something that is so bad, maybe destroyed by a pest or something. And these are things we produce daily. There is no way we're going to stop, because we have to live. And for us to live in our modern lifestyle, there's always a waste. So that means that without it, there is no way we can survive healthily. That means that if we don't control some certain people that don't know how to manage these things, that means that if we don't control such situations, people that don't know how to, that means we will actually live in the waste they produce. You understand? So in this case now, this is Africa. And the third world countries like India and the rest of them, I wouldn't say India entirely, but there's a part of India actually, and Africa, a good part of Africa, that have this issue of waste management. Opportunities are coming up. People are bringing out promises of investing in innovative solutions. So firstly, how can young people take advantage of this? Are there bodies that are willing to help? So from this lady's point of view, what she shared with me was like, I cannot meet these traditional rulers. I cannot convince them. I don't even have the capacity. How can I partner with a bigger body, maybe become a rep or something, and still do that thing I desire to do with support? Okay, so are there platforms like that that are willing to give access to that kind of privilege for people like her, the lady in question?
Yeah, so thank you for that question. I think a Holt Prize is one of it, and I know I made emphasis on student, but it's not. It's open to, so there's a criteria for it. Usually they urge a team of 3 at the minimum, and at least 2 people should be students, right? And the team can be up to 5 as a team, one startup team. So which means, two students and then maybe 3 other, random people. So as initiative or foundations like that, again, it was open, it's usually open to everyone globally. And I'm just gonna go through one of the slides, come back to this.
Do you mind sharing a link or something?
Yeah,
So for the
absolutely.
benefit of those that are joining us live, yes.
Yeah, so if you notice some of the, I think most of the winners for the last 2 or 3 years have been coming from Africa. They actually won $1 million. And the last 2 years was a set of team from Kenya. Their idea was
Okay.
they made a pad, like sanitary pads, out of banana fibers. They made a sanitary pad with banana fibers, and a very good business model. You can look it up. It's on YouTube, but I'm gonna for sure share some links. And like I said, every year they release new challenge. This year, I actually got a special invitation as a participant, also like a key volunteer and representative for my London campus. So I was supposed to go there. It's coming up next week, but I don't think I'll make it because it's pretty tight, and I'm here in the US. It's just quite have a lot going on. But these kind of things they're open, they're open for everyone and people that are passionate about these things. And this year's challenge particularly is open.
Yeah.
It wasn't precise. There wasn't any like our time. It was specifically on redesigning fashion. You come up with an idea that solves a challenge in the fashion industry. This year is unlimited. They made it open. If you have any kind of innovative idea that aligns with the Sustainable Development Goals, which were everyone knows the SDG goals, right? So some of this that aligns at least one or two or more of the SDG goals. So once your innovative solution or idea is solving one problem in the Sustainable Development Goals, you're qualified to participate. And I felt like this year, I don't know, my assumption was this year was going to be more competitive because there wasn't any precision on where students will focus on. It was open to any kind of idea. But from the way I was looking to, because I got an email also that lists out the people that actually made it to the finalist. And there are people that have good ideas, but they are pretty much not as competitive as I assume it would be. So yeah, this kind of things we encourage people who have been encouraged, even though I took the opportunity because I had it at my fingertips. This was my school foundation, and I was in the school when, so I took the advantage. But really, it's open for everyone, and I'll share some resources for sure for anyone interested in this field specifically. But opportunity are limitless. There's a lady in Lagos. I think ordinary Ibadan woman, that's what she calls herself, right? She's also full into the sustainable. Yeah, I remember during my competition, I reached out to her. I was thinking maybe we could partner and, just come up with some ideas and see how we could nail it together. And then she had another competition coming up was it in China or somewhere else? And actually she nailed it. She's got a lot of funding to support her idea because, like I said, there are opportunities for anything you have that aligns with the SDG or any form of sustainable to help, protect the environment or climate. People really encourage and invest heavily in it. Like, this is a good example. They give $1 million for a winner. Then usually they select 6 people as a finalist. So first winner gets $1 million, 5 others gets $100,000 each, which is still like a very good incentives for the hard work because honestly, it was competitive, especially for the time I at least participated. It was very competitive. I was really surprised how we actually made it to the semifinals because it was a lot of work. And maybe because I was schooling at the same time, so it was quite challenging for me, but we actually we gone far. And even with that, I got a very good feedback. I was just, so it was a good experience. And I honestly encourage anyone that's passionate about it, keep on researching on these things. There's a lot of opportunities. This is just one out of thousands, right? And most of which are foreign, not necessarily local from Nigeria, but there are opportunities outside that you just need to package yourself and just present it to the world. You just never know. So yeah, I'm gonna share some feelings. I hope that answers the question, Francis. Oh, the latest question.
Yes, that does. Because a lot of us still think that, yeah, some people still think, especially from the side of the world, that they're on their own, they're all alone, that some people still have this mindset that ideas don't fly in Nigeria because nobody will fund it. But now you see in Nigeria getting $1 million, a Kenyan getting $1 million, and you are a human being. The funny thing is that let's look at just the banana plant, the sucker plantation or the sucker plant. It only yields fruit once and it's gone. Like once it yields one set of bunch of bananas, that's the end of his life cycle. Then it falls and gets to waste. In fact, before we started this live call, so once I was trying to connect to YouTube to start the streaming, and when I got on YouTube, the first thing I saw was this young man. Was it young man and a lady actually? I just saw the title, made hair attachments with banana fiber, plantain fiber. Yes, plantain fiber from the plant. So, and many things are coming out from that idea. Maybe they got inspiration after they came and won the prize, or maybe their idea was there before. But the thing is that the very first person that comes out with the idea takes preeminence or takes priority of interest. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't try. You should try, okay? You should always try because you don't know where you're going. You don't know what that will make for you. So there is this young man, please. I'm not going to digress anyway, but I remember during my school days when I graduated, or it was then I had this colleague in my school that was a native of where the facility, that's the village that the school was located, somewhere around there. So I paid him a visit one day and he showed me a wood. The wood was, there was nothing attractive about the wood. And he told me that that was his great grandfather's door. He The house had fallen, but he kept the door, the wooden door, and took it, just sprayed a little thing here and there to make it still shine, and took it for art exhibition. He won a lot out of that. So the things that we have available, maybe skills that you've learned, and you know that is going to save humanity, save the future, prevent heat, increase of waste and climate pollution and the rest of them, you can as well, you can as well come out with it.
Oh, I think we lost her. I think we lost you for a bit. You're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Once you take the bold step to show up, definitely you're going to find out that the whole world is waiting for you. And that will be the beginning of your success story. Okay, so does anyone have any question for Aisha? Aren't you excited? Honestly, if you are not excited about $1 million, you might be excited about $100. It's not only about HOTS award or yes, funding. Great. So please kindly drop in your questions in the chat, or you can raise up your hand, indicate, and you'll have the opportunity. Thank you, Aisha. She has dropped in the link to, yes, go and read up, find out the criteria of showing up. Okay, find out the criteria of showing up and show up. Please, can you hear me? I want to be
Yeah, we can hear you though it's breaking.
still audible.
Your line is breaking, but I think we
Can you hear
yeah,
me?
we can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. It was breaking before, but we can hear you.
Okay. I noticed an indication that there's something about my, yeah, or audio. Okay, so now that I'm back, please go ahead, drop in your questions. Let it not just be me, since my network has decided to be shaky now. I want you to go ahead and ask your questions. Don't wait, just drop it in the chat or raise up your hand and ask a question. In the next few minutes, we'll be ending this, but not without other opportunities, announcing the rest of opportunities we have for you. So go ahead and ask your questions. We're here to support. Okay, so while we're waiting for the first person, while we're waiting for the first person to drop in her question, um, Amazing. So, question about waste management. Okay. Have any question, any confusion, any need for clarity, or something you've tried out that has worked, or something you're trying that you don't know how to go about that? Yeah. You know, there's something I've noticed about some areas in Lagos, Nigeria, where I reside. You will see some level of control where you see some kind of organized disposal, like you see glass separate and the rest. And there are some parts of Lagos, in fact, major parts of Lagos that things are disposed anyhow, like whichever way they want. And then there are bodies that are trying to help us manage it. There's this group of people helping to clean and all that. Then how can we also contribute? You understand, one person at a time contribute to make changes in our localities. How? Then have and also, while you're asking the question, how can I contribute to it? Are there people that I can work with? You have to do some research to find out who are the people I can work with that will help me achieve the goal of transformation. Okay. Some of us are thinking of ideas that they can build tech products they want to build, tech products. But remember, there are needs to be solved. Okay. So even inside waste management, there are tech solutions. It's not only about recycling a particular set of waste. There is a way to also help in managing the waste that are available. Also, ways to help people, like change of lifestyle as well, can help people to manage their waste and the way they dispose of it. I want to believe that everybody can hear me now. We have just 10 more minutes to go, and I want to be sure that there is no question that is left unanswered. So now I believe, Aisha, you have something to share with us. So please go ahead. Okay. Oh, someone sent a question in the chat. Okay, that's Fatia Ismail. She says, I'm trying to tackle the substance abuse in Nigeria because the rate at which people abuse lots of substance is really sad. But I feel like I don't have the right resources and connection, and sometimes I even feel like I should not do it. Please, can anyone tell me how to go about it? Aisha, do you have any response for her? I know this is not all about waste, but since she actually spoke up, let's see how we can support her or give her an advice that will help her. Take it up from here.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of agencies, and I know like Nigeria is kind of left behind when it comes to these things, but there are a lot of experts in Nigeria that have knowledge of these things. I was telling Francis, it was due to time factors. I wanted to invite one of my mentors. She's very good at this space, the sustainable renewable energy space. And her name is Habiba Dagash. So I think once you make your research online without Google, LinkedIn, you could actually find people you could reach out to and make it a little bit formal. And then, if they're interested in what you do, there are a lot of people that are actually looking for people to work with, in different space. Most of the things that you need to do particularly is actually researching, and getting in touch with the right people. I don't know anyone particularly in this space, but I think you could find something online, and maybe I'll suggest also looking at the REA. I'm not sure where it is, but REA could help, the Renewable Electrification Agency, I think. I'm not sure if that helps, but yeah, looking for people to work with or mentors in certain space. Definitely explore LinkedIn and just do your random research online. There's always someone that will be interested in what you're doing, or just need to get in touch. Hopefully that helps.
Okay, great. Thank you for that, Aisha. Yeah, she just told you exactly what I would say. So since yes, the major part is about research. You know, one thing about solutions starts from the desire to help humanity, because the reason why you feel very much concerned about this group of people is firstly they have the chance of causing damages or issue or chances of proving to be dangerous or chances of endangering other people's lives. That's one. And secondly, endangering their lives. So it's all about humanity in this case. And one thing I would advise you, don't give up. The reason why you're giving up is like you feel like you're in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's thinking the way you do. No solutions are there. But do you know the thing is, ask questions. The moment you start asking questions, answers are going to come. And sometimes your vicinity is not the best place to ask. You might go on the internet. You might even ask your AI support system to call up any group that it's aware of. You can pick it from anywhere on the internet. So it will help you start doing a focused search after it has generated some groups. Then you begin to discover that you're not the only one that has this passion to solve this problem. Okay. So just start from here. So I want to do an exercise. So for everybody that is here joining us, please don't fail to participate, don't ignore. So I'm going to ask a question and I want you to answer. So the question is, can you list the things that you feel are waste that can be used for technology? Just anything. We know we've talked about plantain fibers, yeah, sucker fibers. So are there things you feel in your vicinity? Drop it in the chat, okay? So we can know it. This is going to help. I'm not saying you should solve the problem. I say anything you think is a waste that can be used for technology, just drop it here. Anything you feel like. So maybe you're thinking of leather instead of eating pomo, guys, to form something, or or various other things. It can be plastic. So I'm not going to list it for you. I want you to list it by yourself, because the moment you start creating that, do I say vibration, that thought flow of where is it, you will find out that things that can be recycled or transformed or used for technological product are there. Someone has said tires. That's amazing. Thank you, Gloria. Let's drop it in the chat. I want to see if we are paying attention to our environment, we're paying attention to our, excuse me, you're paying attention to our environment, you paid attention to the presentation today. So someone said pet items. Okay, what are pet items? Please, can you be specific? Yeah, you said, in your box said pet items and plants. So what are pet items? Are they toys, or I'm not sure what you mean by that. That's why I'm asking, please. Okay, so while we wait for a newborn, who else? What are you coming up with? Plastic generally. Okay, yes, plastic generally. Plastic bags, your shower cap, those old ones that those ones that you've used and it has holes, so it's no longer something that shower cap, it's a plastic product. You have a different kind of nylons and plastic products. Then we have cans. So today, when I was leaving my house, there's a particular bag I took along with me. It was made out of fiber. It was made out of fiber, and I have a few number of them. And each time I look at them, I feel so proud. These bags are durable, they're very strong, and they're made out of different kinds of fiber. One is so decorated that you think it's a nylon bag, like plastic bag, like it's beautified, has prints on it, but it's made out of 100% fiber. Then the second one is like a jute bag. It's really wide and durable. I got that as a gift from a particular company, and I'm so proud they encourage things like this. When we start seeing more of this, we will lose interest in those shiny things because we can afford to use our waste, which is even cheaper. Honestly, they are cheaper to manage than when we start creating more problem for ourselves, releasing pollution while we are creating more plastics. So keep it coming, keep it coming. We have a few more minutes to go. I've seen plastic, I've seen cans. Thank you, Fatia. What else? What else? Hit me with it. I can even, you're looking at one. You're using one to join us on this call. So think about that. Some parts of them are not plastic. Some part of them are made of silicone, made of different things. So throw them at me. I want to see if you're paying attention to the environment, because we're talking about waste. What are those things that are waste? So there are some of us that can repair electronics, and those electronics, you have chosen to repair them, but you never repair them. And their parts, aside from plastic, they have other parts inside of them. So think about those things. They can be recycled. They can be recycled. Okay, so I'm listening. Are we here? So I have seen old bags, Those, ladies, we have items that we use, and sometimes we get to preserve them for the special occasion. And one day you find out that the bags have started peeling or stuff like that. I've seen people so remodel those bags that you will never know where it had dents before. So things like that can also be transformed. Instead of going to buy new bags and throwing them out in the bin, we recycle the previous ones we had to retain the beauty and not waste or trash. Okay, so are we coming up with more? Okay, so I think we've come to the last. I've come to the last of your data. So that's it. There's a lot of things out there we can recycle, a lot of things that can be used for tech. Yes, some of your wigs can be transformed. Some of them are made of plastic, some of them are made of fibers, but we may not admit it. But if we start thinking of how to, the market is full. For those of us that use attachments like hair attachments, some of us get to reuse. How many of us reuse them? And when you don't reuse them, what happens? It ends up in the bin. But these things are products that can be recreated. What else can we create out of this thing? I'm not saying you should start telling me right now, because it might require you to sit down and think deeply, and that will be your own solution you're going to bring on the table. Okay, so thank you so much for all those that have contributed and giving us an insight of what they see in their environment that demands attention for recycling or use for higher technology and solutions. So Aisha, okay, back to you.
Okay. All right, I think we pretty much covered everything so far. So I think this is the only announcement left. So this is also an opportunity for anyone with an idea, innovative idea. This the focus is not necessarily on sustainability. Obviously, it can keep you ahead of the game if you're actually solving like a environmental problem, right? So this is an opportunity for, or call to application rather, for startups, founders, and maybe early stage founders seeking to build disruptive startups for the Nigerian market. And so we had a cohort that was done in Lagos, 3 months, I guess. But this one specifically is going to be done in Abuja in the next couple of weeks to come. So the applications are now open, and we're urging people to apply. The funding is, well, for the Nigerian market, is still something. So the funding is usually from $10,000 to $50,000. And you get to pitch with other peers and compete among each other, and then I think they select 3 best winners as well. So yeah, if anyone has a startup or a team that they're working on something innovative, I think it's encouraged for them to give it a try. You never know. I think that is the last announcement I have. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we should be thanking you. Thank you so much, Aisha, for that. Thank you for also letting us know there are always opportunities to help you grow and accelerate. So look up, invest. The presentation she has given to us.
I'm gonna drop the link as well.
Yes, look it up. Yes, use the link and look them up and learn. So there's something I want to leave you with as we round off today, is that women are still lacking in number when it comes to innovations. Okay, we are very, very passionate. That is why we have left our personal comfort, and we're organizing this kind of setup, this kind of events for you to know that you have a part to play. And for you to have left what you're doing to join us, really appreciate you for that, because we know that you are willing to take a bold step to come out from the crowd. So today I was in a session, a strategy session, and there was this poll, and we're trying to decide the number of women that usually show up for policy making and decisions that are being made for us, upon us, where we are stakeholders. Now, when it comes to tech, how many women usually show up? And the numbers are always lopsided, favoring more of men coming in to make decisions that will affect us. Why will women are still saying that some of these things are not favoring us, these things are not uh, considering our situation? When it comes to job, when it comes to remote work, when it comes to decision making, these things are made, and they're made mostly by the men that are available. At the end of the day, we wonder, why is nobody thinking about us? So the thing is, do that thing that will make you the right person to be invited to the tables of decision making. Okay, so if it is innovation, it's not about um, applying to be a politician or trying to lobby in one office or the other. No, sometimes it's all about investing in what you know you can do well. So be the best person that if they want to say, this person is someone we can that can influence changes based on her achievements, she can be a decision maker in this capacity, and she's invited to the table. Or in some smaller groups that can affect the life of various other mothers, you will be a decision maker and contribute to that. So I remember a question a young lady asked me many years back. She was like, so if I get married, I won't be doing all these things I'm doing. So, and I was like, I didn't answer. I didn't answer her outrightly. I just laughed, because a lot of women believe that once they get married, that's it. That's it. So all your energy, attention, your focus is invested in your family, and you forget that you have inside of you embodiment of control, power, and ability to cause changes to happen. So the very day you wake up to it, trust me, it doesn't require any special abilities. But the very day you wake up to that ability you have inside of you already, you're going to cause a lot of changes and transformation in the world around you. So today I was talking with someone, she said something. She said she told herself one day, she told someone after a conference she attended, she was looking at some women, among government and policymakers, and they came to chat with her, and she said, I want to be like these women. So she was telling me today, she told the man that was standing beside her, I want to be like this one. I want to be a decision maker, and I'll do everything to be in their position. Not because she was going to do anything. She has created a lot of products. She has done well. She pitched her product that day, but she had it inside of her to do more. So that it's not about the pride of being a leader, but you have walked to that point that you can also mentor others. That is where that thing comes. Mentor others and cause changes to affect women like you positively. So today we are talking about waste management. We've talked about various of other subjects like agriculture. We've talked about various others. So over every now and then, we're going to invite speakers to come and share with you. What we are doing is to help you find where you belong. So if it is in AI, if it is in sustainability, if it's in some various ways, just to help life and humanity. Think about it. If you can help humanity, you are already in a large business. Okay, so don't think about the money now. Think about helping others. By the time you're able to, and the world sees you doing that, investors are going to come. Okay, investors are going to come calling. The one thing you do is noise it. And when you feel you have challenges, just like who shared earlier, Fatia, when she shared her concern, you understand? When she shared her concern, we heard her. So tomorrow, if I come across any organization that has this that has interest in her concern right now, I'm going to reach out to her. You understand? So please don't keep quiet. Sometimes someone is actually looking for you and you don't know yet. So with that, I think I have to say a very wonderful thank you to our beautiful speaker. And I told you that the introduction I made about Aisha was just the tip of the iceberg because she's a very passionate person. Yes, it's just like a summary of what she does. She is equally willing to contribute to her community. She may not be in Nigeria currently, but she's affecting a lot of people, even through her conversations, her training program, her events here in Lagos, few others in various parts of Nigeria. And also, I see her reaching out to many other parts of Africa as well, because in our community, we have people from Kenya, we have people from South Africa, and many other places. So what she has shared with us today has actually must inspire these ones, and they will take it home. Okay. So thank you very much, Aisha, and thank you everybody that has joined us today. Bako, Fatia, Gloria, Sarah, Basi, and Tara that was once with us before I guess network took her out, Ngozi and the rest of them. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, so with that, I would say have a wonderful night rest. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.